Beso. Kinaigit. Beso. Hello friends, we back for another JoJo reaction. So today we're gonna be checking out, or we're gonna reviewing the first two openings of part 6. So I probably should have done this a bit earlier because we only have like a handful of episodes left in the part. And I'm not sure. I guess I'll do the last two because I hear there's four openings. Two openings with two versions for each. And I have seen this before, but we're just reviewing to see what Easter eggs we find in that case. And we'll probably do the second half once we end the series, and then we'll do an ending reaction because that was always the plan, to do a JoJo all ending reaction when we end the series. So that's gonna be like something fun to do. So without further ado, let's check out the first version. Oh yes, yes. So right here we already see like the first scenes of the show, right? Jolene with Hermes, and you see the string there, right? Very cool design. You see the stars in the background, I guess Joe's star. And for some reason in this season we had the most stars, right? That for some reason uh Pucci had the star, Weather Report had the star, the Green Baby had the star. Like there, so many characters had the star. I'm not even sure, but did the Sons of Dio have the star too? I don't even remember that, but that could be the case. Like they're just giving everyone stars. One thing to note here also is the logo being the butterfly. That's something I didn't really pick up on at all. Like, is that just Jolene's like logo to be a butterfly, or I always thought there was something more significant to that, like um like you know how Giorno had the beetle, right? The beetle was significant to Giorno because he actually had some applications with that throughout the season. But we're like, I don't know, maybe 5 episodes left in the part, and we haven't seen any butterflies yet. So it's probably just like a preference. Yep, Jolene with Quest. Okay, here is, I guess that was um the whole Goo Goo Dolls fight, right? She was like within this like hall room where she was gonna get killed. Yep, we see certain characters, right? The lunch lady. Oh, let's go back a bit there. So we see the squad here, and we see them in Emporio's room, right? The ghost room. We have Weather. Who's this? Anastasia, Best Girl FF, Jolene, Hermes, and our boy, our favorite boy, Emporio. Trying to check if there's anything significant here. Nothing really. Okay, so I did see like there was a doll there, so that could have been a reference to like the part 1 doll, and we see the headset of or the Walkman of Joseph during the end of part 3. No, end of part 2, right? End of part 2 and start of part 3. This looks somewhat familiar. I don't know if this is like a reference to maybe Okuyasu, or some of uh the brother. Yep, we see the baseball, right? Who's that? Marilyn Manson, the debt collector. See the balls here. And we see Jotaro meeting up with Jolene, right? Yeah, this is the whole meetup where they get attacked by who's this? White Snake. And interesting part there is, oh, we got an Araki forgot moment there where White Snake had like the goop, right? The slime effect of the stand, and then we never see it again. Um, I was convinced doing the reaction here that at this point in the series, there were three stand users attacking. As of the moment where Jotaro loses like his memory discs. You had Manhattan Highway, the flying saucer, right? You had an unknown stand that would have been causing the goop and White Snake. So it's somewhat odd for stands to have like multiple abilities, especially if it's not connected with the first one. So like an example of this would be, let's say, Aerosmith, right? It's a it's a flying jet, I guess, right? It's an aircraft. So, having guns and bombs kind of fits in with the concept. Now, if Aerosmith had guns and it had something like, let's say, Abacio's, Moody Blues, the whole shape shifting thing, that would have been an example of there's no connection with the stance, right? So there was something going on there. So yeah, we see the discs there, right? And we see Jolene here. Um, she's gonna break the chains, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is the point where, yeah, we need to find answers in the jail, and she does like the famous part 3 pose, just like her father. That is something. This was actually a very good misdirection. Also, you see the rainbows there. You could have said artistic choice, but knowing what happens in the future, right? Weather reports, heavy weather. Um, at this point, I did feel like we were gonna get something like this: a stand that enlarges objects or shrinks people, similar to Little Feet. And I guess I guess this was a good misdirection, because if you watch the show and you saw Goo Goo Dolls, you would have thought that Gwes would have been part of the main crew, right? She shrinks Hermes and then shoots her, right? And then she's just rushing to, like, maybe assist Jolene in time, right? A clutch moment. Um, could have been a missed opportunity, but yeah, they wanted these characters to be in play. We got Fu's gun, right? We got the fight with the red jumpsuit apparatus, right? A very underwhelming fight because Weather is so strong, but he really underperformed here. They put him in a supporting role, which is, it's so odd because his stand is so strong. He had so much potential here, but just a disappointing fight, right? They wanted to put Jolene um in the front line. The thing with Jolene is her stand is very um she has a lot of variety, right? She has a wide she's like a jack of all trades, right? You can do a lot with the stand, but you're not a frontliner, right? You're not Star Platinum, you're not Crazy Diamond, you're not a frontliner, but a lot of her fights were frontline-ish, right? Um, you see the clouds here, like in the past. I didn't think much of it, but yeah, those are like the clouds. You have a love and fight. I don't know what reference that is. Maybe that's a song of Jumpin' Jack Sparkle, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. Oh, and we got the shrimp! The shrimp that was actually plankton, right? FF. This was one of my favorite episodes, the when we saw the shrimps, because it's such a weird thing, right? You see the series, like the crazy stuff we see a lot of shrimps, we see a lot of frogs, we see a lot of snails, right? And then you see the CDs. This is probably the warehouse where Pucci kept the CDs, right? Not sure if this is a reference to something, but we see the stars here. Yep, that's the wagon, right? The wagon where it had the discs. FF was protecting this. And you have the yes, yes, yes. Part 3 reference. And you have the stone mask, you have the medallion. What is this? I'm not sure if this is a stand. But yeah. And this is during the stage where, you know, she's like, she's very distant from Jotaro, right? She's trying to avoid her dad. Like, yeah, that my dad's a good for nothing, you know, he wouldn't even, you know, come visit me and all that, which he did eventually. He just didn't attend the trial, right? So we did see a lot there. There was a lot there. And even here, the post, right? Hermes holding the sticker, right? There's already some stuff there. Jolene's attire with like the webs here, right? I guess a surprising thing to note there was also FF was not FF, right? She was a stand. She was the stand without a stand user, right? Very similar to Notorious B.I.G., right? You can't beat FF by going against the stand user because she is also the stand user, or you know, in that way. So we'll see the version 2, see if we can get something new here. They're gonna show something significant because they always do. Yep. Now we got the lips, you know, a lot of gossip going on. Oh, that was those girls, right? These girls, these are the FF episode, right? The murder mystery, like, and you see FF here, but her facial expressions was like the original person. Oh, and we actually saw something there. Oh, we got the shovel, right? The shovel, Leaky Eye Lucas shovel. And we see the stops or the turn left sign. This was used by Jotaro in the Dio fight. It said 6 to 12. I'm not sure if that's a reference to something else. Also, in the baseball episode or the scene there, you also see dollar bills, right? Because that was like a theme going on in that episode. The whole let's put a bet on it that you can, you know, catch the ball 100 times. Jump! Hey! Oh! Hey! Oh! We got that oppa! Oppa! Muda! Oh! Oh! nice. She accepts Jotaro. And we see the frogs! And the frogs. Okay. Okay. So it looks like that was the cutoff, right? What's the name of the savior? Our savior is Savage Garden. The bird that took the CD, right? The stand CD back to Jotaro, right? And that was probably the bird, right? The bird that was flying, that Savage Garden. So yeah, we got to see a number of Easter eggs here, and I will say, like, it's David production, right? Like, these guys know what they're doing. They're up there, right? The best in the business, David Productions. You can always count on them to like give you the best quality openings, right? Um, I would say an exception for what's this? Fighting Gold. I think Fighting Gold was very underwhelming. Definitely their worst work in my opinion. But yeah. If you guys like the content, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to support your boy even more, links to Patreon down in the description. Put some pesos in the comments. Because your boy needs a little peso. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.